This is Sybert signing into General's Evolution on the map Tournament Island for a 4-player FFA. In the top left-hand corner, playing as the orange U.S. Air Force, this is sgorOO. And in the top right, playing as the pink, this is Fury. Eagle-eyed viewers may be beginning to see a pattern emerge because as the blue, this is Cloud. And in the bottom left, playing as the cyan, this is Blues. Yes, this is a 4-player USA Air Force General mirror. It is going to be insane with all of the close quarters aircraft combat. Or maybe it'll be really boring. But in my experience, Air Force mirrors are always fast and furious. They always go in weird directions, and basically anything can happen. And this is a pretty close quarters map. You've got a relatively short rush distance between each of the bases. You've got 2 neighbors that are near you. Low power mode for Fury, but because it is an island, we have all of this water, all of this dead airspace behind every base. So in particular, with USA Air Force, you have so many aircraft that can potentially sneak around the edges of the map. And there's sort of no defense. I mean, you could plant aircraft there and put Avengers right on the edge of your base to try and stop that kind of movement. But then that leaves the whole rest of your base, all of the closer pads, a little bit more open, a little bit more exposed. And hey, Air Force mirrors, they're almost always just a joke game, and I am about jokes. I love goofball games. We get the serious stuff, we get the tournaments, we get the straight-up 1v1s, we get people taking it seriously, and then sometimes we also have a bit of fun, we have a bit of a joke, and we get some goofball Air Force mirrors. It looks like power plants and a little bit of damage done on both sides. Cloud takes both of the oil derricks in the middle of the map, but Fury goes for Comanches and is going to be able to take back at least one. Okay, maybe not. No, the Raptors don't go for the kill on the Engineer. They let the Engineer capture that location, and we have our first Chinook emerging from the battlefield. At least I think that is the first one coming on out. Fury climbing up to 8.6K. Wow, Fury is actually banking a lot of cash. The rest of these guys keeping it relatively low, you know, around the 2K mark. It looks like sgorOO may actually be keeping his money the lowest with the amount of money he's been spending on infantry and on Chinooks, apparently. But Fury is floating quite a bit by comparison to the other players. This is, how many airfields is this? This is now 3 airfields at least from Cloud, and he has got so many Raptors, and we have our first potential dogpile happening. Looks like a power plant and an airfield going down, a supply truck as well as Cloud tumbles in to Blue's base and knocks everything over, but at the same time, sgorOO shows up, and this is a bit of a double team on Blues. Unfortunately for him, these 2 players ganging up on him, quite possibly unintentionally. They are not intending necessarily to come together and knock him down, but that is the result of what's happening. Avenger does go down. A couple of missile defenders here from Cloud, going to be knocking down Blues, and suddenly, oh no, sgorOO loses his Chinook as Cloud comes in and says, "This is my kill," and brings down the Chinook, actually saving that oil derrick. Keeps the oil derricks alive for Blues for just a little bit longer. It's like no one can beat up my little brother except for me. Cloud is apparently Blues' big brother and is just taking down sgorOO's Chinook for, you know, no good reason. I think that was just an auto attack gone wrong. Cloud maybe didn't have his units set to hold fire stance, or maybe he did, and maybe he manually selected that Chinook and he really did want to take it out, which would be pretty funny. Raptor's going to be coming in here. Avengers able to zap those missiles, but not able to zap infinite missiles, and then now, no, this is still just 3 airfields. It seems like he has so many Raptors that he has to have 4 airfields, but no, Cloud still just has 3 airfields. 1 airfield, War Factory, and a barracks, as well as a second command center coming up for Fury. Fury playing a little bit of a different game from everyone else. Fury with nearly 10K in the bank, sgorOO, I mean, is also floating a little bit with 5K, but still, that is a lot of float for Fury, and it's just going to be getting worse as he loses his airfield, takes a bunch of damage there. His production is now going to be slowed down as well. Whatever he was building, which is apparently not a lot, he's just building the command center. He doesn't even have anything queued on that war factory, and now Fury is going to be losing his aircraft because they don't have anywhere to land and they don't have any missiles inside of them. A couple of Humvees going to be showing up. Cloud is going to have to deal with this. He has knocked down the war factory, and it looks like the command center as well. Fortunately for Fury, he drafted a second war factory in the corner, or a second command center in the corner. So he's got 11K, 16K in the bank. Oh, Fury, oh no. Fury has more money than he started with. I think you're supposed to spend that, but in this case, he calls in the A-10 Warthog strike. He's going to be able to knock down an airfield of Cloud, but Cloud is already halfway done with replacing it. Airfields do take a little while to build up, and one oil derrick in the bottom left-hand corner gets eliminated. Stealth Comanches starting to build up their numbers on the top side of the map. And honestly, this game hasn't gone as insane as I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to be a lot crazier between all of these players. But Cloud has just kind of been throwing out a couple of punches, keeps Blues down, makes sure that he has an advantage over Blues, and then he moves on and he completely nukes Fury. And now Fury is essentially out of the game. No production, very few units, very few buildings, no way to rebuild, no way to really use the economy that he's got. 24K in the bank for Fury, who has now been defeated. Cloud with 10K in the bank, but at least Cloud has been, you know, keeping his units alive, so he hasn't been rebuilding a lot, and he has just been building off of those 4 airfields. It does mean that if Cloud ends up in a situation where he doesn't have the units that he needs, it won't be because his bank wasn't big enough. sgorOO, though, going to be coming for Cloud. He says, "You are strong in the air, but I am strong on the ground." Raptors going to be coming back overhead. They will be zapping down most of these missiles, but once they're on the ground, these Humvees can potentially go ham on the buildings. There might be no airfields left in a couple of moments. sgorOO going to be coming in. Fury has been defeated, but Cloud might actually be the next one to go home. He's got so many Raptors zapping those missiles, but soon they won't have anywhere to land. These last 2 airfields need to be kept alive by Cloud. One down to half health, but the Humvees are being shot up, and that will be the end of the attack. Cloud replacing his airfield will have a 3rd airfield online soon. And Blues, who has been knocked down almost completely out of the game, might actually be the stealthy comeback king in this game. Cloud's Stealth Comanches not the stealthy comeback king as they get knocked out of the sky, and sgorOO sort of realizing, okay, right now it's a 2-horse race between me and Cloud. I need to start doing some damage to him. I need to keep him down. I need to make sure that he can't recover. And indeed he can't if he doesn't have any airfields. Cloud with now 14K in the bank, set upon by sgorOO, and sgorOO is about to clean out Cloud. Stealth Comanches and Humvees coming together. The airfield will be the last remaining significant building of Cloud. He's going to have to try and keep this one alive, and these Stealth Comanches, without being revealed, the Raptors can't take them down. Finally, the Raptors get the kill, and now Cloud has to do it with 1 barracks and 1 airfield. No more triple airfield. He has so much money in the bank. He definitely could have gotten out an extra command center, a safety command center, with that, which at the very least would have bought him more time against sgorOO. And now sgorOO is going to also be facing the wrath of Cloud. So once again, Blues can just hang out, and the last airfield goes down. Blues can just hang out and kind of wait for these guys to attack each other to death, and then hope that he has enough breathing room to then overwhelm sgorOO, because it looks like Cloud is out of this one. If he had a couple of Chinooks, he could maybe load up all of his infantry and really go to town, working around the edges of the map. But right now, Cloud is moving out from his base. I guess he could try and pull back and just build 100 million missile defenders and keep them back at home. He would still be susceptible two support powers, but he would at least be able to counter these stealth Comanches, which are about to come into his base and just completely shut him down. I love taking the buildings. That's a good choice for Cloud to be able to push against sgorO a little bit here, but the Comanches are about to assault his base. The barracks will be jumped upon, and the burst damage is too much. The barracks goes down, and Cloud will be the next player eliminated, unless Blues just leaves the game for no reason, or sgorO gets disconnected or something. Then Cloud will be the next one out of this FFA. His oil derrick's going down, but he has almost 30K in the bank. Partially because he couldn't spend it all, but, you know, he still had 10K in the bank when his command center died. So some of that float is because he just wasn't spending his money, and now he is paying the price for that. Cloud has been defeated, and then there were two sgorO and Blues going against each other, which I kind of thought it was going to be like two big players like Cloud and sgorO going against each other, but Blues, who got knocked down pretty early, is significantly weaker than sgorO. We'll see if he's able to bounce back. He does have those stealth bombers. He's been pumping out a lot of Humvees, so he can contend sgorO on the ground. I don't think he's going to be able to match sgorO's air power. I think sgorO has a decent number of aircraft that he's going to be able to start backstabbing with as soon as Blues leaves his base. I do like the stealth drones, the spy drones, on the edge of the map there, because you know that your opponent might be sneaking some units in. It's Humvees versus Humvees. sgorO has the numbers, but I'm not sure who has the better garrisons. It might be with the defender's advantage and the better garrisons that Blues has the more killing power. The three fire bases here do definitely help Blues out in this case. Stealth bombers take down the supply trucks as they're trying to create a little bit more money for sgorO. He's just getting sniped one after the other by Blues. sgorO really needs to use his stealth Comanches. He's got them in the corner. He could, at the very least, take down this oil derrick, maybe the strategy center, maybe that upgraded power plant as well. Pretty much all without risk. And this airfield as well, right on the edge of the map, could be burst down by those Comanches. Humvee's going to be moving in. The stealth bombers bring the first volley, and then the Humvees move in, but Blues might be trying to just bait sgorO into all of the defenses, and the one thing that sgorO needs to not do is be baited into the defenses. This is another area where Blues is completely exposed, and sgorO just doesn't realize it. Stealth Comanche's going to be coming in. Humvees could be going for a flank over here to knock down some of this infrastructure that's there. Airfield will be targeted down, and it will be bursted by those Stealth Comanches. Humvees a little bit too slow to respond, and now the dead airspace can be utilized by sgorO, and he's actually going to be starting back up on the oil derrick immediately, taking that down as well. And sgorO realizing that he's going to have to draw Blues out of position. This would be a perfect time to move forward and burst down all of these fire bases. As soon as those Humvees move away, the opening is a lot more exposed, and now Blues knows about his weakness. He realizes that he does have some openings in his armor and that he needs to do something about it. But sgorO has sort of given away his advantage, given away his surprise in that sense. Maybe he'll be able to bring back the Humvee numbers and get a win in that case. Supply trucks going down. Blues with nearly 6K in the bank. sgorO does have many production facilities, so if any of them get bursted down, he will be able to bounce back easy enough. Supply center will be eliminated. One of these one of these is gone heroic. The other one is double vet, and now they're all gonna go down. The stealth Comanches getting eliminated. The Humvees find their kills. The command center gets built, and now sgorO is going to try and commit in, but this is sort of the wrong timing for that. He's got his own fire bases. They get bombed out of existence, and Blues is actually just playing this one out better than sgorO. Pure defense, but it actually is working out a little bit better than sgorOO. Oh my gosh. This command center can reach literally into sgorOO's base with that build radius. And that's one of those things that will be adjusted in the next update to Gen Evo. This is still version 0.3. And in 0.31, uh-oh, these Humvees, oh, they're going to be missed. Oh, that would have done so much damage to the Humvees, but it will hit the War Factory instead. The main base is going to be cracked open. sgorOO is going to have to deal with these Humvees trying to come around the side. Is this just going to be a base trade? He says, I don't care, I'm going for it, and sgorOO is moving in the front door. He's going to be able to burst down the fire bases, and the stealth bombers will be able to help out Blues as he goes for the base trade. Into the north goes Blues. He has more Humvees, and he is knocking down those buildings. But down in the south, sgorOO going for the supply, going for the command centers, and I think Blues actually has fewer buildings, but more Humvees. So sgorOO has the opposite problem. More buildings, fewer Humvees. And who is going to be winning out in that fight? The strategy center goes down, and Blues is crushing through everything that sgorOO has. Carpet bomb comes in, but it is way misplaced as he completely misses the group of Humvees. And when you use those support powers, you have to be so predictive, and it's so difficult to hit a fast-moving army like this. It looks like Blues is going to be able to come in on the last couple of buildings of sgorOO. The command center is left. The supply center is left moments away, and sgorOO will be eliminated. Blues gets the win with the base trade as sgorOO rushes to the south and gets outplayed. That is not what I expected an Air Force mirror to turn into, just Humvee spam followed up with a base trade. But a great, entertaining FFA here on Tournament Island. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and this is Sybert signing out.